Ali here, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at Riddim and Ting, the latest release from Teenage Engineering. Riddim takes on an identical form factor to the KO2, but it actually offers a lot of new and unique features, such as a handcrafted sample library from iconic reggae producers, some reggae inspired effects, there is a built-in synth engine, and even some pressure sensitive dub sirens. Ting is a suitably lo-fi microphone which currently ships with Riddim. It's got 4 built-in effects as well as 4 different samples. So in typical Teenage Engineering fashion, it really is quite a lot of fun. So let's dive into the video, let's see what Riddim's all about. And I'd also quite like to emphasise that this is definitely a lot more than just a reggae and dub machine. So yeah, let's dive in. So if you're familiar with the KO2, then the workflow of Riddim is almost identical, but one thing you will not have encountered is the Supertone synth engines. So we access these by holding sound and pressing this bottom left button, and then we can choose a number between 0 and 9 to activate the 10 different synth engines. The first few are bass tones, and we can edit these by being in the main menu, holding the key that the synth is on, and then using the X and Y parameters. So we have a tone control and an age control, which just adds a little bit of kind of lo-fi wobble. Let's try another few sounds out. There's a really nice bass tone, and it has a filter with resonance. And of course we could go a bit deeper into sound sculpting by hitting Shift and Sound. Here we have things like an envelope. We can add attack and release. And the envelope does seem to affect the filter, so that's really nice. And let's try one of the more melodic ones. I'm going to add a bit of release to this. This one has cut off and pulse width modulation. And it pairs really nicely with the effects, and if we hit fader and have the effect pad selected, then we can bring the delay in right away. I really like this one. There's a pitch envelope on this. This is another good one to have a long release on. And the 3 final synth engines are the dub sirens. And these are pressure sensitive. We can change some parameters. Let's try this one. And the final one. I'm gonna add a bit of release to that. Now these sounds definitely are suited to the reggae genre, but you could definitely use them in any type of music. And it's just a nice performance touch. Let's take a look at Ting. I did not mean that. I think this is absolutely fantastic. This is exactly the type of gizmo or gadget that I would buy. If this was sold separately, I would buy it in a heartbeat. I actually use mics like this all the time. This mic here is a very old and lo-fi mic. I use it on a lot of recordings. And this is a new lo-fi mic. And it really does have a lo-fi sound. It sounds really distorted and kind of bassy.
Yo, yeah. Riddim and Ting.
And we can even apply the effects which are on Riddim. Yo!
Bamba
Which is really nice. But there are some built-in effects into Ting, so we've got a delay. Got a reverb. Then there's a very high-pitched kind of robot voice thing. And then a kind of ring moddy effect. So I think that's absolutely fantastic. And then we have 4 different samples. And we can even pop the front off here. And we put some batteries in here. We can adjust the volume. And then we've got a USB-C input, so we can upload our own samples to that, so we don't need to use the built-in samples. But yeah, I think this is amazing. I love it. It's fantastic. And I can see myself using this without Riddim, just as a microphone on my projects. Next, I'm going to put down a beat on Riddim just to demonstrate some of my favourite features on these EP machines. So I'm going to start with the drums, and I'm going to use the timing button. And let's move to group B and put down a bass line. I've got the auto quantize on, so it will instantly just snap to the grid. Next I'm going to put down a couple of chords. I'm going to start this one again, hit record and play. I might add, not that, some percussion. Let's get the Ting involved. And I've got it running through the effects. song is about the life of crime that I live on the side. But one of the, I think, most overlooked features on the EP machines is the loop control. If we hit shift and loop, then we create these loops and we can change the length and the window of the loops. And when you combine these with the punch-in effects, might try and grab a different loop. Yeah, that is by far one of the most fun things you can do on these machines. And the final thing I want to demonstrate here is how we can pitch this down in a kind of vaporwave style by using the tape stop effect. You just need to keep your finger steady as it is, pressure sensitive. So lastly, I want to take a look at some of the new performance parameters. Riddim comes shipped with 8 ready-made projects, and they really are of a high quality and a lot of fun to play around with. And one of the new features is we can now resample our beats and our loops and then assign them to keys and have them loop. So in this project, there's a drum beat playing on pad 9. But there's a different loop assigned to pad 8. And a different one on 7. And this is definitely not something you can do on the KO2. Maybe it will come in a future update, but it really is quite a lot of fun. On the bass, we have a similar thing going on. We've got a bass line on 7. Different one on 8 and a different one on 9. And we still have the other pads here, and in the bass group we've actually got one of the synths. And what's really fun about this is it will replace the looping pad. So we can bring in these little sort of bass fills. On group C, which is our melodic group, it works slightly differently. We can bring in our loop. And when we bring in the second one, instead of replacing it, we'll actually layer on top. It's a really fun way to build up your tracks, and we still have the other pads here, and I've got a organ sound. On this first pad we can hit the key mode. And we could even record something like that in. Then on group D we have our sound effects. Including the dub sirens. There are of course a load of other things we can do as well. We can solo groups by holding effects. We can mute groups using the fader. Or you could assign the fader to something else like the low pass filter on the drums. And then finally we have the punch-in effects, which are kind of my favourite. They're the most fun element. And I love that the delay will ring out in the background. Such a nice dub sounding delay. So yeah, I guess to summarise, I really like the direction that Teenage Engineering are going with this. They're taking the KO2 hardware and in a similar way with the pocket operators, just bringing out different variations on that sort of core idea. And I think if I was to buy one of these, if I didn't have the KO2 already, I think I would go with the Riddim for two reasons. Firstly, it comes with this microphone, which I'm a big fan of. Secondly, this has 128 megabytes of storage. The KO2 has 64. So you really could erase all the samples that this come with and have just a KO2 with sort of more features and more memory. So yeah, I'm a big fan of the Riddim. If you'd like any more information, then there'll be a link down below in the description. And yeah, thank you for watching. I'll catch you again soon.